Hey guys, wanted to make a quick video. You get to stare at my mug for the duration of the video. Anyway, I wanted to talk about some of the things. Uh, I didn't really think of a good title for what I want to talk about, but let's call it Working with Intent. And shout out to Brandon Tracy of BTG Real Estate in Keller Williams, East Valley for teaching me this valuable lesson. Because, it's easy to get lost, and there's so much information out there that you kind of have to stay focused and pick and choose on what information you want to follow to help you achieve your specific goals. So I want to say a quick disclaimer that, I'm not affiliated with anybody or any product or anything. And I want to say that up front because there's a specific product that I'm going to tell you about that I absolutely love. But let's talk about starting a wholesale business. Okay, so the way, and I'll probably repeat this through different videos, but the way I got started, and I just started with starting a business, was kind of by accident. Wasn't I just talking about working with intent? But you'll see what I mean. I knew, and I'm not going to get too much into my backstory, but I knew for years that I wanted to invest in real estate. And I knew I wanted to get started in wholesaling because that's kind of the way everybody starts out. And, the least amount of capital required to start investing in real estate, from what I know so far. Of your own capital. I'm not talking about leveraging other people's money, but anyway. So yeah, back to working with intent. I just responded to somebody on YouTube, one of their videos. It was under Cody Sperber's, he's the Clever Investor. He's a local heavyweight here in Phoenix, Arizona. And I just responded to a comment on there. And it was somebody questioning, hey, I want to get started in real estate, but with so many gurus and programs out there, how do I decide? So the reason I felt compelled to respond to that is because I can't say I have a lot of experience going out there and trying out all these different products and services, but I have been exposed to a few, and I think the key word there is exposed. And not to attach a negative connotation to that, because although some of it was negative, most of all of them are positive, because they're all trying to get you to the same end goal, which is to investing in real estate. But with that being said, I've been to, I'm not going to say the names with the exception of Cody's, because I'm giving him props. It's a positive review on his products. The other negative portions that I'll be mentioning here in a second, I won't mention the names because that's not fair. If you don't experience it for yourself and take out of it what you can get out of it, like I want you to have that opportunity and not to listen to my opinion and make a decision based on my opinion. If you have the opportunity to experience these things, I think you should definitely go out and experience them. And, but I think, see, I'm in Phoenix, Arizona, and there's just a world of opportunity here as far as not only properties to invest in, but also training programs available. And some of training is like, I don't want to say a conference, but the word escapes me what I'm looking for. Anyway, you can go to these meetings. Some of them are 3 days long. You make a commitment to go for, 7-8 hours a day, or 5, or I forget what it is. But you go for 3 days. But all of these programs are trying to upsell you different things. And that's one thing to be aware of. But again, don't let that discourage you. If you have the opportunity to go, because you're not obligated to buy more. I hope that makes sense. But I've called signs that you see hanging on street poles or on the corners of streets that say, real estate investor seeks trainee, earn thousands of dollars, while you learn. I've called things like that. And here's my conclusion that I've arrived to, guys. Okay. So my experience with calling those signs saying real estate investor seeks trainee, it's true, but it's kind of manipulative the way they do it. It's not some mentor taking you under their wing one-on-one on an individual scale. What it is somebody trying to sell you schooling for real estate, these programs, and the person is recruiting to do that. Okay, so I know so I went to one. All right, that schooling was $20,000. Not many of us have $20,000, but part of the bonus to that, if you sign up for that, is that if you go out and recruit somebody by hanging those signs, I don't know why I put that in air quotes, but by hanging those signs, then you get 50% of your money back. You get $10,000 back. And that's all fine and dandy, but first of all, who has $20,000 to invest in school in one shot? And second, the perk is nice, but that's not real estate investing. You're getting sidetracked by trying to recruit people into this business, this schooling. And I just don't agree with that, that's not why I went to this meeting, okay? But anyway, so I went to a 3-day conference, for lack of a better word, and again, they try and upsell you on more classes, and this specific training, the proprietor of the whole thing, I have an immense amount of respect for. Very well-known guy. And although he oversees the company, I don't know how much he actually had to do with this whole thing. It might have been his team that set this up. I don't know. But anyway, there's different aspects of real estate investing, like wholesaling, buy and holds, wraparound mortgages. I mean, you name it. There's just different methods and processes for real estate investing. And they were selling those classes for $10,000 a piece. So you could choose which one you wanted to learn. You could choose however many you wanted, but they were $10,000 a piece. And again, it's just like, man, I don't know. So that's just a couple of examples, all right? I mean, and there's a ton of them out there. So what I chose to do to get started was I put an ad on my social media about, how I wanted to get started in real estate investing. And I won't get into the details of that, but I had somebody reach out to me who I actually used to work with, and they introduced me to biggerpockets.com, which I had never heard of. And I got to tell you, on BiggerPockets, there's probably enough information there for you to get started, and it's all free, okay? But there's so much information on there that you have to really single out what you want to learn and how you want to learn it, okay? And it's great for teaching you the mechanics of a deal. I've only kind of begun digging into that, so I can't speak fully on it, but it is free, and it is the worth is priceless of what's on there. Okay, so I also bought into Ty Lopez's product, which is pretty good so far. I'm not all the way through it yet, and that was $1,000, which is kind of a lot, but it's nowhere near compared to $10,000 a class or $20,000 or whatever. Okay. But on social media, I keep seeing, Clever Investor, Cody Sperber's stuff pop up across my screen. So, I mean, marketing's working. Caught my attention, clicked on his free ebook to learn how to wholesale deals. And with that, there was a link for education. I thought, okay, I've already got two sources that I'm working through because I'd made the decision to actually go through with this and do this. But you know what? I'm going to pause right there, come back to that, because I realized I forgot to tell you part of the story that I was going with earlier. When I decided to do this, I set up and I quickly learned that I'm probably going to need legal protection. So I set up an LLC. So what became an idea of, you know what, I'm going to try this out, ended up, the moment I bought the LLC, I'm like, okay, I'm starting a business. And that's where I'm at. So I just launched the business yesterday, technically speaking, by sending out a mailing campaign, direct mail. So I'm officially launched, guys. And if you're in the Phoenix area and you know anybody that absolutely has to sell, this is where I'm going to advertise for my own, market my own product. If you can direct that person to check out the website, it's it's www.heavyhouseheavyburden.com. I just ordered those business cards. But anyway, I forgot to mention that, I started a business. So where I was going, and then I forgot where I left off. But anyway, I saw a lot of Cody's products being advertised, and there was a training available. So I'm like, oh man, do I really want to do this? I already have two forms of training, Bigger Pockets and Ty Lopez. But I thought, you know what? The price is right. I think it was like $300 some. I'm going to do it. And the training format is a lot different than Ty Lopez's. But it's good training. So between those three guys, there's with all the training available, there's no reason I shouldn't be able to do this. And I am doing it. I just started, but where I find, I think, some of the most value is because all these trainings out there that I have experience with personally, I didn't give you a few examples earlier, and there's a few more that I didn't get into, but for the sakes and purposes of what I'm trying to explain here, I just gave you those two. In all those other trainings, what I've discovered is that none of them tell you how to run a business. It's, of course, you need to know the fundamentals and the mechanics of a deal and how a deal is done, and you need to know how to make an offer and so on and so forth. Yes, those things are vital to know because that's what you'll be out there doing. However, where I feel every other place lacks for training, where Cody Sperber's program really shines, is his system of teaching you to run a business and his system available to run that business. I hope that makes sense. It's called Deal Automator. And Deal Automator is pretty much a one-stop shop for your business because it does pretty much everything you need it to do. I'm still training through it, so I can't tell you everything that it does. But I was a realtor, and I was part of a team, an established, very successful team, and I see how they have different systems that were created individually and had to be brought together to make work flawlessly, or as close to flawlessly as possible. The good thing about Deal Automator is that it's all in one program. So what do I mean by that? If you're new to investing or you're just thinking about this, this probably isn't going to make much sense. If you have some experience, I hope I can bring some light to you. But anyway, this program is a CRM, which is a client relations manager, and it builds comps, to help you decide your purchase, your offer. There's a calculator in there to help you come up with an offer. There is a website builder. It manages your websites. I know nothing about website building or managing websites. Nothing at all. And that built me websites within a matter of minutes. In Squeeze Pages, And let's see, what else does it do? It handles my direct mail marketing campaigns, which is what I officially launched with yesterday, was direct mail. It has all the materials already built out. You just pick which ones you want to mail and when you want to mail it, and you finance it, and it'll do the rest for you. You know, you don't have to fill out anything. It's incredible, you guys. It's such a powerful tool, and it does a lot more. And I've kind of oversimplified some of the things that I did mention, but those are the things I want to mention. I mean, it's a phenomenal product. It did cost some money, but what I spent on it gives me lifetime access, as it was a one-time fee. And I don't want to say the price because it depends on what his promotions are. You know, he has certain promotions that he runs. So what I paid for it might be different for you. You may pay a little more, you may pay a little less. I don't know. But this program wasn't anything near what those other trainings cost. Nothing near that. And again, it was a one-time fee for lifetime access. I have a friend who had experience in buy the classes for $10,000 each. I don't remember how many classes he purchased, but he went through the training, so he was able to give me feedback on those. But he was telling me the program that he was made aware of that does something similar, but it's like $100 a month. Like, you have to keep paying for it every single month. And I can tell you this, although I don't want to say the price, I can tell you that if you did that program for a year, you'd spend more than I spent on mine for lifetime access. So that's where I just wanted to bring awareness. I fully support this Clever Investor's products and his training for that reason. Okay, like I said, I have no affiliation with him. I don't know the guy. I've never talked to him. But he has some amazing products and some really good deals. So I hope that helps if you're thinking about starting a wholesaling business, to just kind of direct you to where you can get some training, some affordable quality training to get started. And if you guys have any questions, you know, feel free to message me, leave a comment below, any method you choose, and I'll do my best to answer. And if I don't know the answer, I'll try my best to find the answer. I hope that sounds fair. And once again, I am in the Phoenix area. If you know anybody in this area that absolutely has to sell their house, once again, if you think I may be able to help them, you can send them over to www.heavyhouseheavyburden.com. Again, if you're new to this or you happen to stumble across this video, what I do is I help people out of emergency situations that have to get out of their house for whatever reason. They have to sell it fast. They can't let it sit on the market for months. They don't want to pay realtor fees, so on and so forth. We buy houses cash. We close quickly. And we just help them get out, take that stress, that burden off their shoulders. So, which is where the name comes from, Heavy House, Heavy Burden. So, thanks a lot, guys, if you made it all this way. Sorry you had to stare at my morning, didn't have my morning toilette yet. So, anyway, take care. Thanks for watching.